I was taken to the director of the Ahmedabad Center,
Okay.
the Space Application Center,
Right.
and that was given an opportunity to select between different areas of work. When I was just staring here and there what to say to the director,
Right.
he himself suggested that microwave remote sensing is the very upcoming thing.
The future,
at that time.
right, in those days, yes.
This microwave remote sensing, it turned out to be extremely challenging, extremely interesting.
Ah. Once you are a rocket scientist, then you have limited scope to move here and there. But nevertheless, keep talking. Yeah.
So it came to me as a very big surprise when I was called for the test, the interview in '96, and all the interviews, everything that followed very quickly, the screening, everything, and within 2 to 3 months, I had appointment letter in my hands.
Nice.
Okay. So after getting there, I was given an opportunity to. I was taken to the director of the Ahmedabad Center,
Okay.
the Space Application Center,
Right.
and that was given an opportunity to select between different areas of work. Actually, optical sensor design, microwave remote sensing,
Okay.
communications. Okay, there were these 3-4 exciting fields of work,
Right.
which we do in Space Application Center.
Right.
And I was like, all these avenues these are all new for me. So satellite communication, optical sensors, means optical payloads which actually go into the satellite.
Ah.
Okay, and similarly, micro radars and radiometers, those kinds of things.
Ah.
So when I was just wondering which one, all sounded very equally exciting to
Right.
me.
It must have been. Right. Coming straight out of college, you have got so many things to handle, and you have to pick one. You just feel as if you want to take. I just was talking about something similar here. That within an organization there are departments, and then you have to soon pick up one. So by the time you are in the final year, it's a good idea that whatever project you are doing is in alignment with what. So like that. Yeah.
So when I was just staring here and there what to say to the director,
right,
he himself suggested that microwave remote sensing is the very upcoming thing.
The future, right, in those days, yes.
The future.
Right.
Actually, by that time, optical remote sensing that had relatively matured.
Right.
And communication, satellite communication things also quite on the track.
Right.
Microwave remote sensing was the very, it was in the very formative years.
Yes, must have been, right. Yes.
So he chose to put me in that area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing the fact that you are from Jabalpur Engineering College, which is the telecom, electrical and telecom people have this. Keep talking. I'm interested. Yeah.
And this microwave remote sensing, it turned out to be extremely challenging, extremely interesting. Because whatever we learn about radars,
right.
our college curriculum, so they are mainly like almost the terrestrial radars or the detection kind of.
Right, you mean on the planar surfaces, yeah.
Yeah, or target detection radars.
Correct.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But the area now that I was assigned is the application of the radar for remote sensing.
Correct.
Remote sensing is the area in which actually you try to get the information,
Right.
ground information, through a satellite-based system or airborne-based system,
Right.
remotely sensing the ground parameters.
Correct. Where the communication is poor, where communication infrastructure is poor. Yeah.
Not just communication, it can be something like soil moisture.
Okay.
So on ground, soil moisture, if one has to measure,
Right.
you have to either do in situ measurement,
Right.
and there is no mechanism in which you can get India level soil moisture.
Right. A
map.
larger area. Right. Right. Larger area and reliable. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't do that using in situ measurements everywhere.
Right. Right.
So this is just one example I'm telling.
Right.
So this kind of soil moisture measurement we can do using remote sensing.
Right.
Okay, using radar-based systems.
Which is so good for a farmer if that information gets shared with the farmer or people in forests, etc. That
decision making. Yeah. And another important example of this is in the rainy seasons. You know that rice, groundnut, all these are the prime crops.
Right.
And they're the staple ones,
Right.
which actually, they are very important for food security.
Correct.
Knowledge.
Right.
And to take higher level decisions on different
Right.
agriculture things. Now, in this rainy season, we cannot have an optical sensor, a camera.
Yeah, because of the
satellite.
line of sight limitations. Yeah.
No, because of the cloud cover.
Cloud cover, line of sight. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So because of the cloud cover, we cannot view the Earth or the region of interest.
Correct.
Using cameras.
Right.
And deriving information.
Right.
So we have to make use of these microwave radars.
Right.
So microwave radars, they have their own source of energy.
Right.
So the microwave energy is transmitted.
Right.
And because of the longer wavelengths,
Right.
they can penetrate clouds.
Right.
You do imaging on the ground.
Right.
So actually the scattered energy again comes back to the radar system. And from this amount of backscatter, which it's a term,
Right.
the amount of scattered energy,
Right.
we can derive information about whether there is a crop over there, which crop is there.
Right.
Okay. So
the signatures,
so
based on the existing signatures, you can match it, and nowadays people can. Yeah.
So it's like rice crop acreage. So all these kinds of applications. One of the prime sensor for this is synthetic aperture radar.
Okay.
SARS.
Right. Yeah.
So I was responsible for the design and development of the first spaceborne SAR mission of ISRO.
Great.
So that is the RISAT, radar imaging satellite.
Right.
Which was launched in 2012.
Okay.
So prior to that, actually there were other airborne missions and radiometer mission.
Right.
Multi-frequency scanning macro radiometer.
Yeah.
OceanSat 1. So this radar imaging satellite RISAT 1. So that was actually a major
breakthrough,
turning point for
ISRO. Right.
After the success of this,
right,
almost at that cusp of that,
right,
NASA also saw the achievement that we actually achieved,
right,
and they approached us for a collaboration. Okay, and so around 2012-2013 timeframe, this collaboration was formed,
right,
which is now known as NASA ISRO SAR, NISAR.
Right.
And over the last 10 years, the system development has taken place. So, in this case, NASA has a L-band SAR.
Okay.
And ISRO has developed an S-band SAR.
Okay.
Just to give an idea about this, what these bands are, L-band frequency is 1.25 gigahertz.
Right.
The S-band frequency, what we are using in radar, is 3.2 gigahertz.
Okay.
So these are the two SAR systems which were independently developed, one by NASA, one by us.
Right.
And these two payloads, they have been integrated. So once the payload of ISRO that is developed in our Ahmedabad center, so this was transported to JPL, NASA.
Right.
Then both these payloads were integrated.
Right.
And now this integrated system is back to Bangalore, in the satellite center.
Yeah.
For integrating with the satellite. So one SAR system independently made by ISRO,
right,
and one by JPL.
Yeah, you have to.
Anyway,
you have to do some amount of parallel engineering and reverse engineering and all these things. Yeah, yeah.
And it will be interesting for you to note next year there is a launch of this NISAR mission, and it is going. It's going to be a very momentous thing because. It is for climate change measurements. For this NISAR mission, I am currently looking after the science. Of it. I'm leading the science team. So science team from ISRO.
Right.
There are different themes associated like forestry, agriculture, hydrology, solid earth. Cryosphere applications. So how much glacier melting is there?
Right.
Okay. Ice sheet dynamics. Okay. Then if you take Antarctica, how the ice sheets are.
Right.
Moving.
Yeah. That affects our climate. That affects our. The larger chunk of global weather patterns are now driven from the South Pole side rather than the North Pole is gone. That people say that.
All these inputs actually feed into the climate change studies.
Right.
Okay, so that is.
I guess you have given us a very good heads up of what you are after. There was this Dr. Garde, Dr. Vijay Garde, who was a BHEL person. He was like a icon for us. He recently passed away some 2 months back, and I was just telling them about how important it is to have a role model in your engineering lifetime, and while you are a student, because the academic pressure can get onto you, and you keep looking at these icons the way sports player look for their own. So help me with things. Did you had something? Did you had somebody in your mind when this thing was going on, like a person or something? I'm sure you mentioned your director in your first job and at ISRO or something like that. You'd like to share?
So right from the college days, Professor Srivastava, Srivastava.
Correct. Yeah.
Shalet was there, who used to teach electromagnetic theory, which actually went over my head.
Yeah, that's the crossover between, for people who say electrical engineering is different from electronics and all these things. Engineering remains engineering. You just have to build that mindset. Yeah, that's what is important, I guess.
As an Indian, we are very proud of what ISRO is doing. So, being a part of ISRO, how do you feel? We would like to know that, sir. Seeing the missions from the.
I guess what he's asking is, what are the motivations for a scientist, rocket scientist every day? Why does he go to the office?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, the job at ISRO, you cannot call it a job, actually.
Yeah.
It is a hobby. I was actually on EL, the earned leave last week, and
Still
almost
working.
yeah. So
Still
almost
working.
I took the leave, but I was going to office just on my own,
Right.
just to see things are going through smoothly.
Right.
So it's a passion actually. So one actually gets locked to that passion, which you see around in the office.
Yeah.
So it's a great place, and as you have seen, it's a wonderful place. There's been a lot of teamwork. So maybe when you actually introduce initiate with the next batch, you can also tell them that whatever they do, they should be involved with a lot of passion.
Yes.
That is very important.
Yeah, it's a
So
very
even if it is a small project,
right.
they should they should put their 100% efforts with a lot of passion, and then only you can.
These
get the
days, this is really important because post-corona lockdown, a lot of bookish or this knowledge had. So the practice portion was missing, but I guess we are back into those times where passion builds up through learning, and it's a give and take process. It's a cyclic process, and we were just discussing this thing that had everybody known everything right in the beginning, then why would he need passion to do something new? So know this thing as a fact that not everybody knows everything. So knowledge is
Right.
there's a differential. There's a differential, and yet all the learning exercise teaches us to level that playing field, and that's the beauty of this whole thing. Yeah, we are all humans and we have our own limitations, but we keep learning every time, and in that sense, it will be great career for people who are joining Jabalpur Engineering College and for the new batch, right?
Right. And this Chandrayaan was actually it's a dream come true. So
It is.
So that is very important
Yes, sir.
recipe for success, and and you have to go through the basics very well. One shouldn't just go with a superficial kind of a thing. See, there has to be a good mix of breadth as well as depth. See, you cannot have depth across all the spheres, but at the same time, breadth is also necessary.
Right, you must know a lot about many things. You must know something about new things, and you must have the courage to dig deep enough. Your fundas will play an important role.
Yeah. So you keep the breadth, and for specific subjects or areas, you can develop a lot of depth and understanding.
Yes, sir.
So
I guess for this session, this is good enough, Deepak. We won't bother you with much, but please accept all of our heartfelt best wishes on this stupendous task that ISRO and the people that you work with have achieved. And in a way, we are from Jabalpur Engineering College, and we feel connected with this thing.